Hello and welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Adam Cellini. Our top story tonight, government dysfunction, in Washington. Democrats and Republicans pointing fingers at each other for a government shutdown, and so far there is no deal in sight to end it. ABC's Elizabeth Herr brings us the latest.
Day one of the government shutdown and no end in sight.
We do some crazy things in Washington, but this is utter madness.
We are happy and eager to compromise, but we will not be bullied.
Democrats drawing a line in the sand, saying they will not agree to a government funding bill if it does not include a fix for nearly 800,000 so-called dreamers, undocumented immigrants brought to the U.S. as children. The White House standing firm.
We will not negotiate the status of 690,000 unlawful immigrants while hundreds of millions of tax-paying Americans, including hundreds of thousands of our troops in uniform and border agents protecting our country, are held hostage by Senate Democrats.
The White House says the president is working the phones to make a deal, but so far, no word of a deal.
Some people are going to have to get off their high horse and come to their senses.
Until that happens, hundreds of thousands of federal employees are bracing for furloughs, like Social Security employee Ahmad Ali.
There's folks like myself in that situation who are at home not getting paid and wondering, when the shutdown's going to be over.
And some federal parks, like the Statue of Liberty, are now closed.
It's just frustrating coming just to be told you can't go.
Elizabeth Herr, ABC News, New York.
So what exactly does that government shutdown mean for Floridians and those here on the Sun Coast? ABC 7's Erica Jackson shows us how it may affect Sarasota and Manatee counties.
One worry for some local families will be income. Many worried if they'll be paid during the shutdown.
Will we get paid so we can pay our bills, or do we now stress about that too?
Manatee County Veterans Council Chairman Carl Hunsinger has been hearing this question all day. After staying up to see if Congress could pass a budget, he's now relaying what he knows to thousands of veterans in Manatee and Sarasota counties.
We expect those that we put into office to do their job, and then we expect them to be a bipartisan player in doing their job.
Essential employees will continue to work through the shutdown. That includes active duty military, and their families will likely feel the impact if it continues past payday next month.
There's no guarantee that this won't continue on this shutdown through February 1st, so everybody should plan accordingly.
Here at the local level, are you going to feel it? Probably not, because we don't have a lot of federal offices.
State Representative Joe Gruder says most people on the Sun Coast won't be affected by the shutdown. Americans will still get Social Security checks, residents will still get mail through the U.S. Postal Service, and travel officials like the TSA won't be impacted. Pay will be deferred for federal employees still working through the shutdown.
And people have bills to pay, people have mortgages, people have car payments, credit card payments, and a lot of people live paycheck to paycheck, even in the federal government.
You still need your security people, you need your maintenance people to maintain stuff.
Former Congressman Dan Miller was part of the government shutdown in 1995 and 1996. He says there are no positives to the shutdown, and the prolonged disagreement between both parties will likely cost the country more money in the long run as it plays catch-up.
Well, right now they're going to decide who's to blame, and all of a sudden whoever feels they're getting the blame the most, they'll say, all right, well, let's get it over with and find a compromise.
The shutdown could also affect national parks across the country, including DeSoto National Memorial. Reporting in the newsroom, Erica Jackson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, thank you very much, Erica. Well, let's take it over to Wendy Ross for a check on our first alert weather forecast. And Wendy, a chilly night, but nowhere near those freezing temperatures.
Oh,
right?
my goodness, things are so much warmer. It's so much more mild out there right now. We've got a blanket of clouds sitting on top of us. That's helping to keep things a little bit on the warmer side as well. Plus, a shift in the winds have also helped to bring up those temperatures. And we are looking at these light rains. They're still coming across the area. They're the nuisance kind of showers that we talk about, and they just come on in. You have to turn turn on the windshield wiper every once in a while, but that's about it. Widely scattered, and for the most part, we're just looking at cloud cover across our region, not so much the rain. And as the night wears on, we are going to start to see those clouds part ways, and then the possibility of some fog comes in as well during the early morning hours tomorrow. But it is going to be a very nice start to the day. We're going to talk more about that in just a few minutes. 61 degrees right now. Winds are calm. And for the rest of tonight, we are looking at mostly cloudy conditions, at least until about 2 o'clock in the morning. And then early morning hours, we're going to start to see those clouds breaking apart. You'll notice those temperatures, though, staying pretty much even all the way through the overnight time period. We'll talk more about tomorrow's weather in just a few minutes. Adam.
All right, thank you very much, Wendy. Well, new tonight, a shooting in Sarasota leaves a man in the hospital with life-threatening injuries. Sarasota police say that shooting happened near 31st Street and Maple Avenue just before 7 p.m. tonight. A man was shot and transported to Sarasota Memorial Hospital with life-threatening injuries. Police say the public is not in any danger, but detectives on scene are looking for information regarding this case. If you have any information, you're asked to contact Sarasota Police or call Crime Stoppers. Well, circus fans gathered today to bid on rare circus and carnival items available for the first time to the general public. The second annual Circus Memorabilia Auction, hosted by Show Folks of Sarasota, happening today. Some items for sale at that auction, including photos, props, costumes, banners, signs, and posters. Some attendees were looking for pieces to add to collection, while others were there to sell memorabilia that they've acquired over the years.
We come out just to sort of see what's going on. It's kind of interesting just to see all the old things. As for us, it's memorabilia, and it's just never be again.
The circus auction attracted people of all ages, some who grew up in the circus and others who aspire to perform in it one day. Well, a Hollywood film on the life of the founder of the Barnum Bailey Circus is stirring a new interest in P.T. Barnum. Ringling Circus Museum in Sarasota has seen more people taking interest in Barnum and asking to speak with their historians. Circus historians also have been interested in analyzing how the man depicted by a singing and dancing Hugh Jackman diverges from the true story of Phineas Taylor Barnum. Well, Sarasota is a melting pot of different people, ideas, and cultures, and if you're interested in learning about Native American Indian culture, you can visit the annual festival right here on the Suncoast. The Sarasota Native American Indian Festival is happening over the weekend for the 11th year straight. You can find handmade, one-of-a-kind fine arts and crafts, paintings, pottery, jewelry, sculptures, and more, along with authentic Native American food. Over 30 artists from tribes across the country entertained more than 1,000 people at today's event.
This is a great opportunity to come out and learn about Native American culture. There are several tribes here representing nations from all over the country. So it's a good chance for anybody that doesn't know a lot to come out and learn more. Visit with the artist, watch the dancing, and just ask questions. That's the best way to do things, is ask questions, and you learn a lot that way.
That festival continues tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Sarasota Fairgrounds. Well, more than 1,000 sea turtles stunned by unusually cold weather have been rescued from waters off of Florida's Panhandle. Sea turtle expert Margaret Lamont says that cold-stunned sea turtles began appearing in St. Joseph Bay in early January as freezing temperatures gripped the region. When temperatures drop below 50 degrees in the water, the turtles become unable to swim or lift their heads above water to breathe and can drown. Volunteers then pluck the turtles from water or shore and send them to Gulf World Marine Park for rehabilitation. Well, still to come here on ABC 7, millions march across the country today, while some are focusing their energy on the ballot box, and how some gave their review of Trump's first year in office from outside his resort in West Florida. Stick around.
Every year, 40% of all food in the U.S. never gets eaten.
40%. That's almost half the food we produce.
Food waste is a serious problem. It impacts all of us.
And it's expensive. Your family is throwing $1,500 a year in the trash.
We're working hard to put food waste on the chopping block.
And you can do the same at home.
Learn how to cook it, store it, and share it.
Just don't waste it.
Go to SaveTheFood.com.
If you're looking for the perfect trip that allows you to spend quality time with a family, then discover the great outdoors on an Alabama Black Belt adventure. Create unforgettable memories while hunting, fishing, or biking and hiking. Or play the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, now celebrating 25 years. And while you're here, enjoy the flavors of the Black Belt. Book your adventure at our lodges or stay in the Renaissance Montgomery Hotel and Spa. Start planning an Alabama Black Belt adventure today.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Yeah, they've all ethnic background from different places, community and out of state. And we're coming together to learn how to release, restore, and improve our status in Jesus Christ.
It just brings all of us women together. We're going through like problems. We're able to establish friendships. Sisterhoods are formed.
Sunday morning at 7:30 on ABC 7.
A promise was made, a promise that hit the beaches of Normandy, a vow that captured Iwo Jima, a contract that weathered Tet, a pledge that stormed the desert in Iraq, an IOU that braved IEDs in Kandahar. A promise was made to America's veterans. DAV fights to keep that promise, so all veterans and their families get the benefits and support they earned. For help, visit DAV.org.
Many websites selling medication may look professional and legitimate, but the vast majority of sites selling prescription drugs are doing so illegally. Criminals use websites to sell counterfeit medications that may contain life-threatening toxins. Dot Pharmacy is a website verification program that helps you identify safe and trustworthy online pharmacies. Purchasing medicine online can be safe and easy. Just look for pharmacy to the right of the dot in website addresses.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
Sparking the Me Too revolution.
I have had to remind her, no, the things you went through were actually horrific.
Women's Strength even made it onto the big screen.
Regardless of our color and our abilities and our shapes and sizes, we're all Wonder Women.
In New York.
Time is now!
In Denver.
We really hope to engage and excite people so that they take back government.
In Los Angeles. In Seattle, Boston, and dozens of cities in between, women and their supporters filled the streets. Those who returned to Washington to protest on Saturday remember last year's much larger crowds responding to a new president.
It was sort of this amorphous, meandering kind of threat.
An unknown threat of a new administration. But since then, they say roadblocks against immigrants and women's health have been reinforced, and they know the consequences. So this time, the people who march
see a way to vantage the power of the movement, which is voting. And I think we saw that in Alabama, we saw that in Virginia, and we saw it most recently in Wisconsin.
Women have been elected to office around the country at record numbers this year. This crowd knows it. We've seen a lot of signs saying power to the polls, march on the polls, and even promoting candidates for races at all levels, truly turning last year's fury into this year's action. In Washington, I'm Natasha Chen reporting.
Well, we are going to start off with those cloudy conditions once again throughout the nighttime hours, and then it's going to start to clear up. We've got widespread light rains taking place right now, but it is going to be a beautiful Sunday. So we're getting the sun back in the Sunshine State. Today we had nothing but cloud cover. It helped to keep our temperatures down. 67 was the daytime high after a chilly start to the morning of 48 degrees. And right now we're looking at temperatures mostly in the 60s around the area. Much much farther to the east, we've got 50s already. In Northport, it's 59 degrees, and we're going to continue to see those temperatures pretty much dropping, but just a little bit. So you can see that our temperatures stay fairly consistent throughout the overnight time period, and we start to finally get a break in those clouds beginning at around 4 o'clock in the morning, and then by the time you're waking up tomorrow, we're going to start to see plenty of sunshine. Right now, we've got the clouds and the rain out here in the Gulf of Mexico, but once again, very light rains as a result of an upper level trough moving across the state, and so this is making its way onshore and pretty much falling apart as it does so. So this is not really appreciable rainfall amounts. We're talking less than 1/10 of an inch. And what we're seeing is that it is so widespread. Some of you are getting it, some of you haven't had any yet. And when it does come on in, it's dissipating very quickly as it moves off towards the east. So we're expecting to see clearing conditions, as I mentioned, but then there's the possibility of some fog moving in during the early morning hours tomorrow, and it too will dissipate very quickly as that shift in the winds coming in more out of the east will help to bring those temperatures up in the next couple of days. So that's what's going to be taking place. Right now, we've got the cloud cover sitting all across central and south Florida, parts of the northern sections of our state starting to see some clearing, but the overnight time period shows that we are going to start to see clearing skies along the west coast. We may still get a couple of showers down to the south and off to the east, but those showers are not going to make their way here on Sunday. So we're looking at some very nice conditions for us all day long. But we do have a cold front coming. It's already to the west of Texas right now, and we are going to be seeing it making its way across the eastern parts of Texas into the Gulf of Mexico, and that is going to bring us another round of rain and also the possibility of some wet weather in the next couple of days. But for tomorrow on Sunday, we are looking at our temperatures very nicely climbing into the 70s by 11 o'clock, and we are expecting to see it top out to about 77 degrees during the afternoon hours, so it's going to feel better. It is going to be mostly sunny throughout the morning hours, and then we'll start to see some increase in clouds during the afternoon hours, but no rain in the forecast for tomorrow. So right now it's 61 degrees at the airport. We have calm winds at this point, and if you are heading off to the beach, we're looking at winds coming in out of the northeast, 10 knots, seas 1 to 2 feet, and light chop out on the bay and inland waters. Much warmer tonight than last night. Last night's low was 43, 54 is the expected low for tonight. And then tomorrow, lots of sunshine, temperatures right around 76, 77 degrees. And this is what it looks like over the next several days. As that cold front moves across the Gulf, we are going to start to see the chances of rain around 40% for Monday night into Tuesday morning, and we're going to feel the effects of that cold front on Wednesday with our temperatures dropping down to about 69 degrees for the high, then low 50s once again for the overnight time period. But you'll notice that we start the warm-up for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday once again. So we do have that cold front coming on in, but for tomorrow it's going to be a beautiful day with mild temperatures and readings in the mid-70s. Adam?
All right, looking forward to it, Wendy. We got sports coming up after the break. Stick around.
From the Creative Galaxy in my idea box.
Transform your world.
Will you help me make art?
Before you throw it away,
hey, I have an idea.
Think outside the box.
We'll never get older. Go be amazing!
Give your cardboard box another life. Recycle.
I'll be right back.
My name is Julius. I have cerebral palsy. I work for Farmer Jeffy Weising Law Firm. I do a lot of data entry and scanning documents. I want to increase my working experience to make the company much better. At the end of the day, it's good to think of the day's work and to think about what I have accomplished.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to abilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Mark Zupan, part of the U.S. Paralympic rugby team. In my game, movement is everything. I get frustrated when my move is blocked, especially when that guy has no right to be there, even just for a minute. I love a challenge, but I don't like to play this game every day.
A message from the United Spinal Association.
Are you a food lover, restaurant goer, or home cook? Then check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, and helpful step-by-step videos. And you'll love the restaurant guide with direct links to your favorite Suncoast eateries. Whether you're cooking in or dining out, whet your appetite with tasty tips from Chef Judy at mysuncoast.com/dining. Get all the local information you need before you leave home in the morning. Watch Good Morning Suncoast weekdays on ABC7 to get breaking news, plus first alert, weather, and traffic focused on where you live. ABC7, we're here for you. Now, sports.
Florida men's basketball with a chance to take sole possession of first place in the Southeastern Conference tonight, playing the team they are currently tied with for that title, Kentucky. The Gators on the road in Rupp Arena tonight. First half, Wenyen Gabriel backing down two Florida defenders for the lay-in and one under the basket. Just a few minutes later, check out this baseline cut by Jalen Hudson for the easy dunk, cuts the deficit to 1. Florida down 6 later in the half, but senior Chris Chiozza drives the lane. Eyes in the back of his head, he finds Kavarius Hayes for another jam, and it's the Gators who stun the Wildcats on the road. They beat number 18 Kentucky 66-64, your final. In the NBA primetime game, James Harden and the Rockets hosting All-Star captain Steph Curry and Golden State. Harden matching up with Draymond Green early, and that's easy money for the MVP candidate. Chris Paul would add another 3 later to cap off a 40-point first quarter for the Rockets. Warriors turning to their stars to try and climb back into this game. Kevin Durant putting Chris Paul in the spin cycle there down low, and Steph Curry hitting a 3 later later in the half to get within 10 while heading into the locker room, but the Rockets able to hang on to that big lead throughout the night. They win 116-108. And now a little football up at the Trop in St. Pete. The East-West Shrine Game, a Senior Bowl of sorts for some of college football's top stars. That's former Ohio State quarterback J.T. Barrett fumbling for a defensive touchdown early, but he would make up for it later with a touchdown pass. And with less than 2 minutes to go, check out Houston's Stephen Dunbar with a acrobatic sideline catch, and he gets not one but both feet in. That is an NFL catch, and it turns out to be the game winner for the West. South Florida's Quentin Flowers supposed to play in this game, but he had to withdraw at the last minute after a death in the family. The North Korean on-site inspection team arriving in South Korea on Sunday morning. According to South Korean Unification Ministry official, 22 North Korean athletes will be competing in next month's Winter Olympics set in Pyeongchang, South Korea. The International Olympic Committee says those athletes will also be marching with their South Korean counterparts in the opening ceremonies. North Koreans will be competing in 5 sports, including a unified women's hockey team. Well, the Lightning at risk of losing 3 straight games for the first time all season. They've been held to 1 goal in each of those losses, giving up 9 total to their last 2 opponents. The Bolts in Minnesota tonight facing the Wild, and it's not looking too good here in the third period. As you can see, Bolts down 4-2. Braden Point got the Lightning on the board with the first goal in the second period, and they've at least managed to get 2 here tonight. More to come here on ABC7. Stay with us.
WWSB ABC7 is an equal opportunity employer, and we're looking for qualified people to join our dynamic team. For a list of current openings and to apply online, visit www.mysuncoast.com/contact/employment. If you're a motivated team player and you want a rewarding career in a fun, fast-paced working environment, WWSB ABC7 could be the perfect fit for you. Check out our list of openings now.
You know, fortunately, this was my first job out of college, so I was able to come back home and work in my hometown. I wore two hats. I was sports director and I was a news anchor. I did that for a few years and then decided to go full-time into news. Well, I love our team here at ABC7. We have a great mix, and it really is a great mix of personalities, of experience that meshes really well into a really strong team. I'm Scott Dennis, and I'm here for you.
Everybody can make something, because I think everyone has a spark of creativity. And the reason that I have to keep making is because I don't think my life would be as fulfilling without it. If you make things yourself, that means you're not cowering in fear. You're out there taking chances. That, I think, is my way of saying I love you to the world. All right, now I want to hear why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
So I kind of grew up all across the country. I come from 5 generations of military men. My dad is still active duty. My grandpa is retired Marines. I like going for runs with my dog. I love, taking her out to the dog beach over in Venice. There are so many things here to do on the Suncoast. My goal every day when I come into work at ABC7 is to tell your stories, give you that major local news and those details that you really care about. I'm Jacqueline Matter, and I'm here for you.
We're losing exotic animals on a daily basis, and the ones that we have in captivity are really the ambassadors for their wild counterparts. I'm Clayton Rozier from the Big Cat Habitat and Gulf Coast Sanctuary, housing over 150 exotic animals that needed a great home. And if you love animals, please help them. Do it locally. Support your local no-kill shelters, your local wild animal sanctuaries. Make a difference where you can.
Monday at 4 on Suncoast View.
Businesses and buildings keep springing up all over the Suncoast. I'm Stephanie Roberts. On Suncoast View, we'll get development details from our expert. The first Lego competition comes to our area. Some very smart and capable kids will be here to show us some building tricks. Plus, we'll learn how to silence our inner critic in order to succeed. And Stottlemyre's Smokehouse joins us in the kitchen.
Monday at 4 on Suncoast View.
Watch Good Morning Suncoast on ABC7, weekdays starting at 5. The Florida Lottery winning numbers are sponsored by Frontier Fios.
And finally tonight, you've heard of supermoons, blue moons, and blood moons, and depending on where you are on January 31st, you'll have an opportunity to see all 3 at once. A supermoon is when a full moon is closer to Earth and brighter than normal. A blood moon occurs when it takes on that reddish tint as it passes through the Earth's shadow in a lunar eclipse. And the blue moon designation doesn't really have to do with something you see. It simply refers to the very unusual occurrence of 2 full moons in a single month. So on January 31st, you can expect plenty of werewolves to be running around the streets of Sarasota.
They're going to be out there.
And I'm not talking the sexy kind, the Taylor Lautner kind. I'm talking the Van Helsing scary ones. That's right.
Scary. Well, if you're going to see 3 in 1, of course that's going to happen.
Yeah, it's a triple threat.
It's the triple whammy. That's right. Well, we are expecting to see clearing skies for the overnight time period, and that's what's so great. Tomorrow's weather is anticipated to be absolutely beautiful, but you can see that for the overnight temperatures, we're looking at readings that are going to stay pretty much the same because we're blanketed by those clouds, and then they really and truly are going to be warming up nicely tomorrow. 77 is the expected high.
Wow.
Lots of sunshine tomorrow.
There you go, that Florida weather. So maybe a sweater in the morning.
Coming back.
You'll lose it by the afternoon. And just enjoy your weekend.
That's right.
We'll see you tomorrow for more news. See you then.